Hello everybody, this is Maria Lillepruun with you today, and this video will be useful to those who has always wanted to try make clay figurines using silicone molds, like these ones. You've probably seen different types of molds made of silicone. This is Prima Marketing, rather a quality one, and I have all kinds of others also. I've tried different. These are from China, from AliExpress. This is also, I think, and this is from there as well, but a bit of better quality mold. Really good one, rather expensive, but I think it was worth its cost. So today we will try to make a self-hardening clay figurine using this silicone mold from AliExpress. It's the biggest one, so it's probably the most interesting to view how to make a mold this big. Not a mold, sorry, a figurine. Small clay sculpture. So let's take it. This is quite soft, I'd say. It's sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. For big molds being soft, it's not usually really good, but this one is quite okay. I liked it. It's a face. It's some kind of I don't know, some kind of fairy or a wizard or a druid. So let's try make something of this. What I have prepared for you is two kind of self-hardening clay. This one is paper clay by Prima Marketing, which I just bought and tried once before, and I liked it. And this is DAS model and material, rather inexpensive and spread out. It's you can find it in any department store, probably not in any maybe, but where I live it's really popular for kids, for everybody, for artists. It's cheap and it's also good, but they're different. Let's see the difference. So I'm gonna try first making this face with paper clay by Prima Marketing. You can see how it's packed. I mean, I've packed it myself after using for the first time, because this kind of self-hardening clays are really fast to harden if they get excess air. So whenever you don't use them, pack them really good in plastic. It's not big like this one. For this kind of figure, I will need quite a big amount of clay. So let's take it from here. And this is really tricky the first time you make it. This clay is quite hard already itself. So to soften it, I need to wet my hands a bit. Let's do it. This much is enough. I've just wet my hands slightly, and now I need to spend quite some time to soften this clay in my hands. Let's put this away. The first time you make it, it's a bit strange. You maybe feel that it's not ready to work, that it's too hard. But when you spend some time doing this, it gets softer, and the result is quite nice. It feels like resin actually when you hold it. It's less porous than the other clays I tried before. So when it dries, it gives you this kind of nice velvet touch. But we have not reached that point yet. I'm still working on this clay. Now, what I need to do is to press this amount of clay into this mold, making sure that all the holes are filled with clay. I stay within the borders of the mold. I don't go outside of it, because I don't need my mold, my figure to be really thick. I'm going to use it for mixed media art, and it's not an independent sculpture, so it doesn't have to be really thick and heavy. Now I've pressed it all inside the mold, and now just make some massage So I make sure that all the empty space inside the mold is filled with clay. You don't have to do it really long, but just to make sure, it's quite a big mold, so I have not tried it before. So let's make sure all the holes are filled. I think it's enough. Now, when you use a small mold, like these ones, it might be quite tricky to get the clay out of it immediately without tearing the figure apart. So it's sometimes useful to put a mold with the freshly pressed clay into the refrigerator for some time, and the mold, the clay, when it hardens in cold place, it's easier to take it out of the mold later without breaking the figure. You can try that. But with such a big mold, I don't think it's essential. Let's try to get it out the first time I make it. Let's see if I'm lucky enough. It's quite soft, so I just release the clay by removing the edges like this a bit. And then let's turn it out, face down, and voila! What we can see is that I have some problems with the nose area. The figure is almost ready, but the nose is non-existent. So it means that I didn't press well enough in the nose area. I don't like it like this. So what I do is just take an amount of clay, wet it again, and I'll try to repair this face with this. Usually this kind of repairs don't work. But let's try out, who knows. That was too much probably. This is enough. I put it straight into the nose area and press it well, press it really well. Now let's get it out. Up. Okay, here we have the nose. This is like doll making. Let's put it onto our face. And now what we have to do is to smooth the edges here. I use a spatula, or doesn't matter actually, you can use whatever you are feeling comfortable with. This can be also wooden stick with some cotton on it, like this. Make it moist using your mouth, and continue smoothing the nose. The next time I make this mold, I will make sure that I press my clay really well into this nose area. The nose is such a essential part of the face that whenever you make slight changes to its shape, the face changes immediately. I like it like this. I think it's okay. Maybe a bit more smoothing. And the clay already starts to dry. I can feel its nice velvety touch in here. The texture is quite soft, and it's light also. It's quite light. At this stage, you can make some additional adjustments to your face. Let's say I need to make something else to add to this face. I'll make I don't know, a leaf, one more leaf to add here, where it's not really well looking, where this texture is lost. So I just press it in here, put it on. It's an additional volume. With my hands I make some texture, using spatula as well, like this. It's really easy. Unless it's dry, you can make any addition you want. You can change the shape of the face, of the eyes, for example. You can raise the eyebrows a bit to open the eyes even more. But if this clay is self-hardening, you don't really have lots of time to work with it, so you have to be quick. You can make the smile deeper, for example, larger, so your face is really more cheerful. This is quite a lot of fun, actually. But let's leave it alone to dry now. Oh, at this stage you can also remove some unnecessary edges. This is a bit thick in here. I don't need it in the future. So I'm just gonna cut it out using the same spatula, like this. If you need a really smooth and correct edges, then just spend more time on this stage. Cut them all to the shape you need, and then you can also smooth them a bit with water or any other liquid. I don't really need it because I'm gonna mount this figurine onto the cover of my notebook, and all the edges will be hidden with a texture paste, so I'm not really spending lots of time on it, just removing some unnecessary extra clay. You can put it back to the main leftover clay by pressing really hard into it, and now make sure your clay doesn't get any oxygen, any air anymore, so really hide it all in plastic, like this, and then back into the pocket. Oh, here we have the price for this clay. Actually, it's 480 euro. This is the Estonian size. Let's put it all together and away. And this one will be dry within, I think, well, it will dry by evening. It means during next 6, 7, 8 hours. I don't touch it anymore. Better to leave it for night, or even longer. 24 hours is also quite okay, because it's quite a thick figure, and this clay needs more time to dry. Let's try another one. This is dust, the modeling paste. Oh, this kind of big amount is 560 euros. It's 1 kilo actually. Here it was a quarter of kilo. Now I take some clay out of it. You can see it's like this, straight in this bag, and I'm gonna take it all out. Just tear out some piece like this. Probably it's okay, it's enough, and put the rest back together and close it. Now this clay is much softer. That means you need less time to work with it, and you need also less water. I don't even need to humidify my hands like immediately to work with it, but it's also it's a different texture. It's a bit more sticky. Depends on your preferences. I actually don't find it hard to work with both of these clays. It's fine with me. It's a bit more heavy also when it dries. So let's take this mold, clean it first from all the leftovers. It's better to do it actually after every usage. Whenever you use your mold and take the figure out, just wash it with water. Sometimes you may need to add some soap in it. And now I put more attention into the nose. I even might put some small amount of clay straight into the nose area first. And now I put it all in, like this. And smooth it all on the backside. I don't need my backside to be really rough, because I'm gonna glue it to the straight surface in the future, and all these imperfections on the backside might affect the quality of final product. If this figure is really uneven on the backside, it's quite hard to glue it when it's dry. Now you can see here is a mold looking through, so probably I need to put some more clay in here. I don't need any holes in my final figurine. Also here, when it's a deeper part of the mold, we put more clay in there. Like this. Now I make sure it's all evenly spread. And I'll take out this clay, out this figure, out this mold, sorry, but it is a bit more sticky, this clay, so it's a bit harder to remove the figure from the mold. So, well, this is my just experience saying, so let's see how it works with this mold. Maybe it's not so hard at all. Now I release the edges again. Turn it upside down. And let's see what we get in here. If it doesn't want to come out, just be patient. Opa! Voila! Wow! This one turned out very nice. The nose is correct, so this trick with adding some small part of clay into the deepest part of the mold worked. Next time I know it. And I don't really want to make any additional changes to this mold. Maybe just some retouch in this eye area where there are some defects, imperfections, but it's not necessary. This also needs to dry for some time. It's better to leave it for a day to dry, and then we can use it wherever we want in the future. And also, when the clay dries, sometimes it you can notice some slight deformation of this final figurine. It's normal, it's because of the air. So just to eliminate this problem, you can do a trick like this. You can take some plastics for example, or take a baking paper and put a dry on it, so it gets less air from the backside. This will prolong the drying time quite even sometimes even twice. Maybe it will take you up to 2 days to dry this thick figure on the plastic, but it will deform less. It will keep its shape like this. Let's put it down together. Here another one. You see the face expression is also different. When I change the nose myself, it's a bit bigger and the face is more masculine, I'd say. And this is more original, and it was planned in this mold. But I like them both very much, and by making smaller adjustments to the face features, you can make any kind of face you want actually, without having to sculpt it from the very beginning yourself. I think I will finish with this and continue when the molds are dry. I will make my mixed media notebook with it and just add the pictures to this video in the end. Thank you very much for watching. It was Maria Lillepruun with you today. Have a nice day.